push it? It's already going.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the 1978 Porsche 911 SC. And I'm just going to take it for a zip around the block and maybe just tell you the story of how we got it. We had a 1967 911S soft window Targa that was an unrestored gem that we drove, and the we is my wife, the talented videographer in this segment, and she and I drove out to Spokane where the Porsche Parade was in 2017, and we went out for lunch by the riverfront, I think it's called, and we met another couple that were sitting out in the trendy restaurant outside, and I happened to just ask them, were you there for the Porsche Parade? And they said yes. And I said, what car did you bring? And they said, we didn't bring any car. I said, oh. He said, but I have an old Porsche in my garage that I've had there for years. So of course I'm interested right away. And he says it's a 1978 911 SC. So I'm thinking, that's cool, air-cooled, that's great. And so I said, well, how long have you had it? And he said, well, when it was almost new. I bought it from my friend who bought it new, and I bought it from him in less than a year. I guess he couldn't afford the payments or something. So he had it for 40 plus years. And I said, oh, what color is it? And he goes, it's one of the Skittle colors. And I'm interested, because that means it's a bright color. I said, which one? He goes, it's orange, continental orange. So I was super excited then. And I said, well, you must have painted it over all those years. And he says, no, never any paint work, never did anything to it. I'm freaking out at this point. So then I say, any idea how many miles are on it? And he goes, it was up on blocks in my garage for years and years, and I got to get it out and thought I would this year to bring it here, but I never got to it. But I think I looked and it's got 26,000 miles. So of course I'm at this point reeling in the fact it's a killer color and low mileage and almost original owner. So I asked him for his phone number and email, and I politely bugged him for a year until he said, why don't you come out and have a look at it, which was 3 hours outside of Seattle. So I said, how about, like, I think tomorrow or something very close. So my son and I, Adam, we drove out the 3 hours, and there it was in the garage when we got there, looking spectacular. And he said, do you want to take it for a test drive? I said, sure. So I thought we would have gone around the block, but we ended up going for an hour drive all over the back roads, and it was phenomenal. He let me drive the whole way, and he was just saying, go faster, it'll turn faster, go faster into the corners, and it was wonderful. So we got home, and his wife had made us lunch, so we went in the house and had lunch, and then I said, how much? And he said a number that seemed fair for both of us. That's third, fourth, and fifth. So I said, I'll take it. And he said, oh great, okay, I guess. I hadn't really thought about selling it. And I said, well, I'd love to drive it home today. And he said, well, what? I said, yeah, my son's here, he can drive my car, I can drive this. It'd be a great day. And he said, I have no idea where the title is, because we haven't had it out for decades. So his wife found the title, or figured out it was at the credit union. So we all drove to the credit union. I gave him set the wire to the right to his bank account, and I drove home over the Cascade Mountains in a spectacular drive. And it's been 3,000 miles that I've driven it up through British Columbia, and I've driven it down all over here, all over Washington State, and the thing's amazing. So that's the story of this wonderful Continental Orange 911 SC.